Good evening, everyone. This is Ala Shaheen from Darby Development Assistance Roadmap Portal of the Middle East. So now, do you hear me now, or I'm the? Yes, perfect. Thank you very much. And you can see the screen as well. That's right, the website which I will discuss it now. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much. So again, this is Ala Shaheen from Darby, which is a small initiative and a small project that has been started 4 years ago to help and support development aid actors, specifically non-governmental organizations, consulting service companies, professional services providers, and individual consultants to be able to penetrate, grow their businesses, and sustain their organizations, all within the development aid market of the Middle East and North Africa. We are specializing in the MENA region as of this important region in the world, and we hope that Darby and other initiatives can be able to support the delivery of aid projects more effective, more efficient, and more sustainable. And we believe that the access to information is very essential to be able to design better projects. And we believe as well that development aid projects should start from the early start, should be start properly. So once the project, and I mean the proposal stage or the project design stage is proper and is fine and is correct and is effective, and it takes upfront investment on that, then we think after grant awards or after contract winning, the project delivery activities will be in a much better shape, and the results and outcomes and impact for the women and men and children of the Middle East that we serve will be much better. Today's webinar is about how to win development aid projects, either contracts which are slated or allocated for private consulting firms, ICT solution providers, engineering firms, or development consulting firms, organizations, for-profit organizations, or either how to win grants for the non-profit and non-governmental organizations. Here we have two ways of processes that has been proven to be the best methods and best mechanisms and tools to develop these winning proposals or to develop businesses and sustain organizations. The first one is the first method to win more tenders and grants is not only by simply or by merely write good proposals. Although write good proposals is great, but writing proposals at the end of the stage after the RFP is out gives a percentage of 20% winning, while it's a process. Proposal writing is a process, or development aid industry to be able to develop and to penetrate and expand. It's a process. This process consists of 4 stages. The first stage is scouting. Scouting, then followed up by engage, position, and capture. 4 stages. The first stage, scout, in which you need to search for development aid actors and search for development clients. Who are the clients? Who are the donor agencies, bilateral, multilateral agencies, or international organizations? The ones which has money, it's your client. The one that you will sign with at the end of the day is your client, whether it is an international organization implementing one, whether it is a UN organization, which they consider themselves nowadays are implementing organizations, or bilateral, multilateral government funding agencies such as USAID, European Union, World Bank, African Development Bank, SIDA, and so on. Or international organizations like Stephen Foundations, Aspen Institute, and a number, World Vision, ACTED, and a number of international nonprofit. So I have first step for a business developer or a proposal writing, even proposal writer specialist or business development specialist, is to, for non-governmental organizations and consulting businesses, is to search and identify those clients that you want to work with. So you can search Derby Development Actors database, which has thousands of organizations with client information, with contact information. And in that area, you need also, while you are doing this, seeing these organizations, see their areas of expertise and their areas of sectors, where is their development funding priorities, so they can match with your area. So this will be a potential client. After scouting and searching and selecting per sector, per location, per type of a client, then you will have a big list of client organizations. And here, the first stage, as a result of the scouting stage, you are identifying potential clients. Then it's not enough to identify potential clients. You have to build relationship with the clients. You have to build trusted partnership with the clients. The word trusted is not easy word, because trust comes with time, and trust comes with service, and trust comes with evidence, trust comes with expertise. However, we need to engage and start communicating and emailing the client organization that you are pursuing to build a relationship with. So you can use the same database to connect by using real person contact information, the emails, the contact information of these organizations, and you need to start by writing a persuasive email. But before writing your persuasive email to that client so you can engage and meet together, you have to check and make some research to collect some information that will support you to engage. We call it engage more informatively. So you go to the client meeting prepared. Look at the client's previous request for proposals. These are also listed at Derby. These previous requests for proposals, these are important and vital documents. Each RFP is written by client's organization officer, either in different programs, in economic growth, in entrepreneurship, in social justice, and democratic governance, in education, health, infrastructure. Read these RFPs, skim them, so you can understand what this client organization is all about, and you can understand their funding priorities as well as preferred implementation or implementing approach. Have a broader understanding of the client organization. Check as well who has worked with this client organization. Who has worked with this client organization gives you a wealth of information, such as who could be your potential partner or your potential competitor. Checking these organizations' websites will bring in you and check the projects they have worked with this client, the narrative written on the website, or the narrative written on the client's website. This will bring you more information about what the client has been done, who has been delivering, and who has been a contractor or a grantee to that Mr. Client, international organization or donor agency. You may start engaging with them, talking to them for a potential partnership. Such search of previous clients' RFPs and previous contractors, grantees for that donor agency or a client, I can say here, and searching the client website itself at least can bring you information necessary to go and talk to the client, but you go then more prepared. And you put the agenda of the meeting and you discuss with the client once, twice, 3 times, 4 times to meet in different occasions. And each time you start to understand client needs and client's concerns so that your NGO or your consulting firm will come in to be paid at the end of the day for the service that will satisfy the client's objectives, the client's needs and concerns. So the blue is the column, the engage here is the result of it is research, partnership, and solution development. Here you have a trusted foundation to start trusting foundation for a client relationship. After that, you need to position yourself. Clients, not only, which is marketing. Usually non-governmental organizations or consulting firms neglect this marketing part. It's important to be seen by the client. It's important to be seen, not only to meet with them, but it's important to see you as a potential subcontractor, potential contractor, potential grantee that is thoughtful one, and they can rely upon you. So you need to be able to run a whole. For instance, you have a meeting with 20 or 30 people at the engineering syndicate or at whatever it is, where the client is invited, or the client is there, and our clients are there, so you can talk about a thoughtful approach, a solution-oriented success story or project that you have done. Then here the client can remember you not only thoughtfully by brain, but as well as by heart, memorably. This could be done like running webinars, online webinars, which you can connect and network with different people, different partners, international organizations, donors, and even subcontractors and partners as well as individual consultants. You start putting a name and you start make brand awareness. And these usually not, and at the same, right, having webinars, we call it running a whole, as if you are doing a speaker in a conference or a speaker in a workshop. And this has drastic effect on your brand awareness and in your potentially to win programs and win grants. Similar to partner with a webinar, share your stories and success stories. And sometimes we call it impact marketing. You market your impact, or it's advertising, but it is not any advertising, It's advertising with purpose, advertising that works. So by engaging and positioning, I mean by meeting with the client and marketing yourself and sharing your thoughtful ideas, you start to make a trusted relationship. Then, according to this, after that process, we end up with the capture process, which is the proposal writing process. Then you will know, the client, you will know either to identify a request for proposal or request for quotation that the client has issued, or the client might have sent it to you directly in a shortlisting, as a shortlisted on their organization. So you'll have this request of proposal, request for quotation, but when you read it, you are better positioned to understand what is in it, to understand the main themes and the sub-themes, understand the concerns and the wants of the needs of the client of this request for a proposal, because you have made a lot of good research before. So then you start applying, then you start writing your response in technical approach and methodology more effectively. Accordingly, you will start in Darby in our website as well. We have, or whatever process or whatever templates we have, you have in our website, we have an online development proposal development tool in which you start writing your proposal online and give you in a couple of hours a draft, a very early draft. Let's say 30% of your proposal document is ready, because you understand the RFP, you understand the client, and you start filling in data and information about your project understanding, scope of work understanding, client concerns and issues, your methodology and your approach, because you have read previous RFPs and you have met with different partners and you met with them during a webinar or others, and so on. So you end up with hopefully increasing your winning rate. Through this process, winning rate could be increased to 80% of the in the grants and contracts. And it is a very proven process, starting from scout to engage, position, and capture, and has been adopted by different NGOs, international NGOs, and different international consulting firms, and this tool has proven to be successful. It's like a disciplined business development process, and from one stage to another stage, and very consistent, very systematic. So this is usually one way. However, so many NGOs and consulting firms doesn't have those business development specialists or partnership specialists. And this is a process. It takes like a period over 6 months or more. So what can they do? They cannot be as proactive as just I have discussed. So the other way to be able to penetrate and win more contracts and grants in the Middle East within of the development aid market, this multi-billion US dollar infrastructure and socio-economic development projects, there's another way, which is about how to write a good proposal, which starts from once you have identified the request for a proposal. Sorry, it comes to the list of tenders and grants here. So I'm going back to the slide. Yeah. Here you have. Do you see guys the arrows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? The process. Just let me know so I can make sure that I'm not losing you. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So the second process I'm discussing here now is a winning proposal writing. So if I don't have the capacity to make this kind of engagement, as I said before, it's fine. It doesn't harm. You can do it through a different process. So let's say, how can we do it? You have to identify certainly the request for proposal, request for quotation, or request for application, expression of interest. So first, you have to identify the opportunity in real time as soon as possible. The donor agency publishes their RFP online. You have to capture it, get it, download it, and read it. Read the request for a proposal. After that, similar to the previous process, you need to explore clients' previous RFPs. Then, because you need to have a bigger understanding of the client organization, a macro level of the client organization in which your RFP currently that is on bidding, that status on bidding, and for instance, you have to apply in 2 weeks to submit your proposal. You start having more understanding of the client, and you start putting notes of understanding of the clients or preferred implementing approaches that matches with the reading that you are currently reading, which is the current request for a proposal. You have then, is this enough? No, because sometimes people say, okay, how can I come up with solutions? Mystery client has defined everything in the scope of work. So what can I do? How can I propose something else? Either it is from previous experience that you have with certain models, certain processes, certain approaches that proven success, you start writing your methodology, your solution to the problems or to the objectives that the RFP is targeting. So the third stage, the third step here, you have to go and read other clients. So if you are writing for a USAID, for a project about refugees and migration, livelihood, social cohesion, and integration, you can read a similar RFP coming out from the Grand Challenge Canada, an international organization, or from European Union, or from DFID, the UK aid, or from a local international organization like World Vision, and so on. Then you start learning what they are doing in terms of solutions they have. These RFPs, they are in terms of solutions. So you start coming up with methodologies and approaches that would enrich your solution, your methodology. And then you write it, you start writing it. But before writing it, even after reading the previous clients and as well as the partners at different similar, other clients, similar scope of work, you need to search your potential partners. Who could be your partner? Who could be your competitor? So you start developing messages that discriminate you from other potential hypothetical competitors. You start selling your organization, your consulting firm, your non-governmental organization, where you have certain strength that you can stress on it, so you can show your muscles and you can show that you are a reliable contractor or reliable service provider. So after number 4, you check your partners, your competitors, then you can search for potential individual consultants, recruit an early for the, even if there's a RFP stage and the proposal stage, we call it recruitment stage. So you start to recruit and talk to development consultants, in which Derby has hundreds of CVs who have worked in the Middle East and in development. So it makes search a little bit easier and more quality in terms of expertise in the sector, or expertise in with the same client, or expertise in the geographic location, country, any country of the Middle East, North Africa, and in Derby website we have as well as Turkey, especially because of the refugees issues and the number of projects funded for the refugees out there in Turkey. So Turkey is included in our Middle East and North Africa region. This is one of the questions that one of our colleagues has just asked. After identifying your consultants, خلاص, that's it. You identified the client requirements and the client understanding. You have, say, great understanding because of the previous RFPs. You have great understanding of other potential solutions. So you have greater solutions brainstorming. You have, you know how to compete. So you start raising your messages and you start develop your messages. Proposals are all about messages. You are transmitting messages. Then you find your current your caliber that you would like to bring in on the table. I mean in terms of employees and staff and consultants, you start even selling their qual. Then after that, you start having these technicalities and selling points, then you get them together and start writing using the proposal writing development tool online. You start writing your proposal document. Again, you will have like 30% or 40% written, and we call it the early draft of the proposal. Sometimes we call it blue copy, the pink copy, but the red copy usually is the last, second draft or third draft of the proposal if the project is big enough. At least by going through 1 to 6 steps, it's gonna take you like 2 to 3 days, and you will kickstart writing. You'll kickstart writing, and within this 2 weeks of limitation, which we usually are faced of these kind of limited time to write proposals. So once you do this, we think that your proposal will be client focused, will be competitive, will be thoughtful, between brackets, winning, or at least competing. So these are the 2 areas that the 2 different ways in which we start to, in which we make right or at least win potential contracts or grant awards from in the Middle East from the development aid market or development aid industry. One is about scout, engage, position, and capture. It's a 4 stages process. The second one, how to write a good proposal in a reactive way to a request for proposal, request for quotation that is published. In a 6 steps, we can get a great proposal to write. And that you are, by the way, it's not only a proposal to write that is winning, it's challenging and it's meaningful. And it's very interesting for the proposal writers. It's not something that is a routine work or copy and paste and that's it. No, it's different because you read other RFPs of the client, you read other RFPs of similar scope of work of different clients. You go and check the partners and competitors and then see the CVs of development consultants. This makes a lot of knowledge generation through the process in which you can be able to write a good proposal, hopefully a proposal that will be funded, and hopefully a proposal that will bring value for money for the beneficiaries of the Middle East. In other words, we are making development aid more effective and more efficient for the people we serve. This is about the 2 processes. This is about, here now it's 27 minutes. and we end our webinar in terms of presentation, and I have some questions. First, a question. Let me start having the questions one by one, so I have be able to. Okay, MENA region include only Syria, not Turkey, right? No. Yes, the Middle East and North Africa, the Middle East definition, I don't think it's clear enough, but Darby website, in which I represent in this webinar, Darby platform, which has one of its kind in the Middle East to collect data and development funding information and intelligence, covers Syria as well as Turkey, of course, Syria. Are we having the slides and the recording of this session, please? Yes, the recording of the session will be sent to you, will be uploaded on Darby website, and it will be sent to you. We will send the link to you so you can read it, you can have more understanding. And you can listen to it later on, so you can later on get more details. There's a question here about ethics. They say some international organizations and countries prefer bloated proposals. For example, big staff teams. A question about ethics. Some international organizations and countries prefer bloated proposals with, for example, big staff teams. I don't think this is a preference. What clients organizations want to trust your proposal, whether a big team or a small team, but the big team or a small team according to the scope of work that you will respond. A better equipped organization, stronger one, will be able to estimate level of effort and estimate the number of caliber and expertise for this project, regardless of the number. So everything in your proposal should support that notion that everyone has a role. It's not only just a number. And what generally clients and organizations and international organizations are looking for a best value, which contractor, grantee, or service provider can provide me as a client the best service and can handle and can support me shoulder to shoulder to deliver the indicators, the outcomes, the objectives my organization as a client or myself is responsible for delivering at the end of the day. Can you present the proposal development tool? Yes, I will do that. Proposal development tool. Let me show you the proposal development tool. 1 minute, please. Under business development, someone is asking about the proposal development tool. Under business development products, we have proposal development tool. Here you will have need to write your proposal document, not sure where to start. You can get started. And 1 minute, please, as it's loading. And then here you have the proposal. Say you write about social cohesion project. Let's say like this one. And then it's written here. And then you will have start with the executive summary by, say, Darby. And then the first question, describe the client's vision, objective, needs, and issues. The client would like to see refugees, 80% of targeted, refugees, for instance, integrated in the community by means of sharing or participating in, and so on. And then there are some other different questions you need to ask yourself and write. If the question applies, you answer it. If it doesn't apply, you don't answer it. And then you go to the project understanding section. Here, you will have, say, another way, what is the project history background? The project is focusing on say Safatis, where poverty rates, for instance, where poverty rate exceeds, I don't know what, whatever, and so on. And then you go to the other section, which is the technical approach and the management approach and the work plan. It's like a template, but it's very interesting and interactive one with the requirements. And then accordingly, you have here, the proposal is written. So if I'm a proposal writer, for a couple of hours, I will easily, even if I'm not a good editor or excellent in English language, I will be able to write, develop a proposal document. So I will not be late, and I will have at least in the first 3 to 4 days, once I receive the RFP, I have something in my hand. I have something that we can start later on, improve, enhance, increase, add, graphs, whatever. But the question is, the most important, in the information I'm writing here, for instance, the client would like to see 80% of targeted refugees integrated, where I get the information. The project understanding, where I get the information. This is from me, from my reading, from the RFP, previous. Okay, where these previous documents are existing? Yes, they are existing. How can I access them? So access them, get them easily. Darby has all the information there. Get them in, download them, read, and the first 3 days, then you have something you can easily write. So it's not about the template rather than the content of the template. But the template here about our proposal development tool supports and facilitates an easier kickstart, because we think always we are delayed in kickstarting, where to start from and where we start writing. I don't know where to start with. So by this way, you start with, so you have a nice 3 to 4 pages. And then if there's a template from the donor, you start copy and paste from whatever you have written here into that template and so on. Yani, you can easily find this way. And then you can, and so on. The other question says here, 1 minute, please, guys. The other questions, can you present the process? Okay. After that, there's a question saying, it is a matter of fact and excellent platform. Thank you very much, Hassan. From Neha Passant to all panelists, she said, will there be a course to engage with the writing process more practically? We are associated with a consulting firm called Beit Karma Consulting, and we really do online training on how to write proposals. But as I said, the writing is the last point. It's the information and the business intelligence you need together to be able to use them in your writing. There is another question, say, it is from Hassan. It is, as a matter of fact, an excellent platform. Okay, thank you. And then we have another question from Muhannad El Sanusi saying, most international organizations keep an arm's length policy in their relations with consultant contractors and prefer to only be approached through the implementation executing agencies that receive the funds. What can consultant do about this? I don't understand. Most international organizations keep an arm's length policy in their relations with consultants, contractors, and prefer to only be approached through the implementing executing agencies that receive the funds. What a consultant, I think again, a consultant who is prepared with information and can write within an email or can run a meeting in which he can say, what in it for me? Yani what he can present for the client, what in it for them. This will certainly improve the chances of the consultant to be chosen. Is it a chance to make a partnership? Is it a chance to make a partnership with foundations through Darby, not including RFPs? Of course, Darby has so many organizations in which every day we filter the market and we see who is doing what and who is working with who. And we bring in contact information so you can easily connect and make partnership with organizations, as I said, as we discussed. What is your advice for small NGO? As most of calls I found are bigger than our size, small NGOs, much better to be subcontractor for others, so you need to find a partner. Since quality comes at cost, focusing on quality only may be problematic in case of quality and cost-based selection processes. How can a consultant strike a balance on this? Of course, it should be, look, quality and cost weighted. Nowadays, like 80% on the technical, 20% on the cost. Quality and cost are important elements for any client. And now clients are starting to use the best value. So even you might be the highest cost, but you are bringing the best value to mystery client for the purpose, for the services and the solutions you are bringing in are innovative and are great because you have read, you have thoughtful ideas. You are selling your brain. Here is, they will give it to you even if you are the highest. Didn't happen recently. Didn't happen that much, but a best value, it's a combination of both. What do you propose to share as a portfolio other than the CVs for individual consultants who do not have websites? Individual consultants should only have a website, a CV, a great one. It takes days to write a proper CV of 2 to 3 pages maximum, of even 2 pages. And we had done a webinar before at Derby. You can check webinars under business development, webinars under business development products, webinars recordings, and we have a presentation and a webinar about how to tailor your CV and to present your CV in a better way for individual consultants. Can you share your contact information privately? Our contact information is on Derby. Just go to Derby and you will find how to contact us. Contact us at the end of the footer. So you'll find the footer here, contact us, and you can easily find us and we will connect you directly. Is there a tool to reach your subcontractor through Derby? There's no tool. Derby provides database and you need to search the database. You have to invest time. Yourself has to invest time because you're the one who knows your area of expertise and capacities and where the mission and the direction of your organization. Then you go and look at Derby database and see which one matches as a subcontractor, as an implementing partner, or even as a client. And then you put this list and you start communicating. في العربي بنسميها الحركة بركة. So you start moving and talking to people. And this is an important step. So database is important. For any organization, it has to have a database. And that's why we focus on our database to be maintained and accurate and updated every day. Another question comes here. How to position a new consultancy company while funders are interested in companies with much experience? No, at all. You can position your consulting company. You have approach, you have a methodology, you have a solution for a problem. Then you come in a webinar, running a whole, meet with potential networks and talk about your organizational vision and mission and how the way that you will add value and the way that you're going to prevent solutions, even if you are not a bigger company. Say you're going to come and talk about resilient cities, a new topic. Even consultancy firms, larger consultancy firms, prepared bigger than you are, and they don't have it. So you have it, you do a webinar, it links in their brain, you network. But let me say, one webinar or one success story is not enough. Clients should see you at least, latest studies said, to leave a print, you have to have between 5 to 7 times of contact with the client. Are we going to have a copy of the recorded session? Yes. How does Derby calculate its costs? Do you engage in performance-based contracts, getting paid only on successful grants? No. Derby is a platform for people to subscription-based and membership-based. I think there's a difference between proposal from project to project, depending on the requirements of the project, isn't? Yes. A proposal, it's the same idea. The difference is the subject matter expertise. The same idea. You have to have a 4 C's. You have to understand your client very well, understand the competition very well, understand your competency very well, and understand the market, the knowledge of the market. So this is it advisable to propose a project for an international organization voluntarily responding to current and social issues? Of course, you can do that. Any recommendations for an international organization? We can't give a recommendation. There are thousands of organizations. And recommendation for an organization, you have to understand their sectors of interest, funding priorities, and your sectors and funding priorities. And then you match. You can't someone come and say, here's a great international organization, go and talk to them. Of course not. You have to understand them before you talk to them, and should be matching. This is what we have: scouting and engaging. I think I finished all questions. Thank you very much for your attendance. You can Darby platform. You can go to www.darby.me, ME from Middle East, Darby portal and darby.me. You can go to our career, contact us, and there is another potential. You can, if you want to talk to me one-to-one or to someone else from our business development department, you can click on schedule administration call. You will talk about yourself a little bit, and then you put your email, and then we will contact you directly to arrange a one-to-one demonstration call in which we can specifically discuss your organizational requirements or proposal, obstacles and concerns, in which we together onto this 1 hour a call for demonstration or a call for consultation process. If you would like to, just register at click on schedule a demonstration call. You will find it at the footer, and then we will contact you directly. I have another questions before you go. Thanks for your efforts. Okay, and then question answers. Nothing. So I would like to thank you all for attending and for your valuable time to listen to this proposal writing and business development within the development aid industry and development aid market of the Middle East. Thank you very much from Darby, and I'm hopeful that I will see a number of call for demonstration calls in which we can talk one-to-one. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye.